We're not afraid to talk numbers around these parts, and with the WCC tournament in Vegas, no reason to change. Zags better than 20-point favorites in tonight's conference tournament semi against Santa Clara, but down the stretch, forget the cover, the win was actually in doubt. To Vegas we go for the Zags and the Broncos. Opening frame, great start for Jonathan Williams. Hit his first 3 shots. Zags exploiting their size advantage down low. Santa Clara kept it tight. NigelWilliams-Gosswas then went on a personal run, making tough shots like this. GU by 8 at recess. Second stanza. Looked like the Zags were going to pull away, but Jaron Brownridge was the dude. He had 32 points. He can share the ball, too. Dumps it off to Nate Cratch, and we got a single-digit game down the stretch. But the Zags have the WCC Player of the Year. NigelWilliams-Gosswas, 3 of his 25. Zags up 6, about a minute left. And nice when you can rely on a 7-foot freshman doing things like that. Zach Collins with the 3, puts it out of reach. Zags hold on for a 77-68 win. Nigel, flat out special when his team needed him most. GU is back in the WCC tournament final for the 20th straight year. So not quite the margin most expected, but the Zags moving on to a very familiar spot as one of the program's numerous impressive streaks continues. Here to put it all in perspective, a guy who has seen quite a few of these Zag wins in Vegas, sports director Keith Oso joins us live from Sin City. And Keith, 20 straight title games, just an insane feat.
I mean, you got to think about it. That means 21 years ago was the last time there was a title game without Gonzaga. I'm not sure Will was even born yet. That's a real thing. I got to check Will's ID when we get back in town. This one's certainly a little closer than we thought it would be to get to the title game, but stay with me here. That's a good thing. The one knock on this Gonzaga team this year is they've not really been tested. They kind of mowed their way through the WCC. They're beating teams by 30 points, and people with national pundits were saying, what's going to happen when they're tested? It finally happened last week with BYU, and they lost, and they heard a lot of criticism for it. Gonzaga couldn't wait to get back in this situation again, and they're very pleased with the way they graded out tonight.
It was good. It was good. You know, we worked on it this week on, being efficient down the stretch and getting the ball, to the right places. And
I think against BYU in that late game situation, we didn't show who we really were as a team. I think tonight we showed growth in that area as far as closing and in a tight game like that.
It was big. We haven't played in too many close games this season, so anytime we can get that experience is big for us. And I thought we did a really good job executing down the stretch, and I think playing a little bit better than we did down the stretch versus BYU, which was good to see growth.
Good to see growth, but the same old thing is what we're talking about. Another year in a championship game. Mark Few getting a little emotional tonight, talking about how proud he is of his guys because he says he feels that there's pressure on them because people of Spokane pay so much money to come down here and watch them play, and he wants them to be able to stay here all weekend and enjoy the entire experience cheering on their Zags. A lot of them don't have an opportunity to watch in Spokane, so he feels a sigh of relief tonight because those fans get to stay here one more day, and they're happy they are because they're back at the championship game. That's it for now. Live from Las Vegas, I'm Keith Oso, KXLY4 Sports.
Thanks, Keith. Check in with you tomorrow. Hopefully you can close out tonight on the tables like the Zags did down the stretch.